I don't like how you guys bring up East Africans when it comes to this ethnic nose job discourse, because to me, it's a deflection and it's a distraction from what people are trying to address, which is what is the root cause that's pushing Black people to get these nose jobs to better assimilate into the white beauty standard. And I feel like people bring this up as a way to alleviate some of the guilt they might have over their nose job, or a way to reconcile the fact that they might identify as Black and be proud that they're Black, but they underwent a cosmetic surgery to alter their ethnically Black nose to better fit the white beauty standard. And a way they reconcile this is by pointing out that there are ethnic groups within the Black race that might have my nose post-surgery. AKA they'll point out to, oh, this is not a white nose, this is the East African nose. But I bet you 99% of them are not going under the surgery table to get an East African nose, and they're not pointing out to their surgeon East African people as an inspiration. And I think people are getting, just because East Africans might predominantly have a nose that better fits the white beauty standard does not mean that you as an individual did not undergo an action to further yourself closer to the proximity of whiteness. The intention of you going under that surgery table was to get closer to the white beauty standard. A side effect of that operation was you might have a nose that looks like an East African nose, but that does not address the fact that your intention undergoing this surgery was to get closer to the white beauty standard. And another thing, East Africans are not your allies in the fight against white beauty standards. Their own beauty standards and their own community upholds featureism, texturism, and colorism. Because I see you guys big up East African beauty a lot on TikTok, and I'll be real with you, they're not reciprocating the same kind of love. A lot of you guys praising them, if you were born in that ethnicity, they would dog you guys out. Let your hair be 4C or your nose be too wide. They'll even deny the fact that you part of their ethnic group. Y'all would not survive in an East African household. The way they would bully you, critique you, and put you down. And then you guys get on this app and you praise them for their beauty.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. You're so talented. You're like an artist. Thank you so much.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to talk about nose jobs. Now, is it just me, or has there been an insane rise in ethnic nose jobs, particularly with Black people? I've been seeing it a lot on my TikTok, people getting their noses done. And I've seen a lot of people offer commentary about Glorilla, which we're going to get into later. But I say all this to say that all of these conversations, imagery, videos that I've been seeing about nose jobs have really made me want to dive a little bit deeper into the topic and just bring up this conversation with you guys today. Now, I think it's important to note that when rhinoplasties were performed back in the day, it was typically out of necessity, like for reconstruction purposes because of a damage that was maybe caused by illness or injury. It wasn't until later on in the 19th century when John Orland Rowe performed the first closed rhinoplasty in 1887. 2 years later, Jacques Joseph, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, which I should, because technically I guess I am a little French. Considered by many to be the father of modern rhinoplasty, performed a rhinoplasty on a 28-year-old man who was so embarrassed by his nose size that he would not go out in public. So that was kind of when it started to become something that people were doing for cosmetic purposes. Now, by the 1950s, several Hollywood stars began to undergo rhinoplasties, like John Wayne, Gary Cooper, Marilyn Monroe, and Rita Hayworth. They all had their noses reshaped. Now, I really wanted to find out exactly when Black people specifically started having rhinoplasties, especially here in the United States. But as you can guess, that information was a little bit more difficult to pinpoint. But what I did find is something that a lot of us already know, and that is that nose jobs have a history of being influenced by featureism and Eurocentrism. Cue the ethnic rhinoplasty.
Black girls with nose jobs, come to the front. If you are a Black girl that has gotten a nose job and it looks like your original nose, but it's smaller, or it just literally looks like it's your nose, it hasn't been done, please help. There's a lot of us that want to get nose jobs, but everybody's going to Turkey and they're coming back with the same nose. Not like their same nose, but all of them have the same variation of this one nose that all the doctors in Turkey do. I want a nose job, but I just want a smaller version of my already nose. Everyone has already suggested to me, oh, just get filler, just get filler. Filler migrates, and this isn't a permanent solution. Filler migrates into your face and can cause you problems later on down the road, and it is something that people either have to get redone, I think, every like 6 months or like a year. I don't want that. I just want a smaller version of my nose. So if you are a black girl with a great nose job, please give us the details. Kelly Rowland has a great nose. Halle Berry has a great nose. Toni Braxton nose eats. I literally just want like a subtle change to my original nose. But I don't want to look like I tried too hard like Tamar Braxton. Like everybody knows Tamar got a nose job. Let's not play coy about it. But her sister Toni, whatever she did, it worked. Kelly Rowland did, it worked. Halle Berry did, it worked. Tiana Taylor's nose, beautiful.
Okay, so let's talk about ethnic rhinoplasties. So these are nose jobs that are specifically aimed at people from ethnic backgrounds who want to refine the nose without changing it in its entirety. I feel like this has become somewhat of a debate on the internet. So on one side, we have a lot of people saying that ethnic rhinoplasties not only look a mess, but they are a sign of self-hatred or pandering to whiteness. And then on the other side, there are people who say that ethnic nose jobs are fine because they preserve the natural shape of the nose and still show your ethnicity, just in a more refined, pretty way. Now, I personally don't think I get a say in what people decide to do with their money and their bodies. If it looks good, great. If it looks silly and you like it, that's on you as well. Do I personally think that ethnic rhinoplasties achieve what they say they do? Sometimes, not all the time, but definitely sometimes. It is a little interesting to me, though, how normal it seems in the Black community now to seek out and talk about getting the procedure, whether it's ethnic or not, because, well, it used to be very taboo. Whereas in other communities where daughters would just know that they're getting a nose job for their sweet 16 or graduation because their older sister has one, their mom has one, their grandma, their aunt has one. It's just not like that. It's just not that popular among Black families. I don't know if it's different for you and it's like something more normalized in your family. Definitely let me know in the comments because that would be pretty interesting to talk about. And honestly, there were like, dare I say, deeper reasonings behind the nose job in other communities. I don't think deeper is the right word here, by the way, but that's the word I'm going to go with. And they have, what I mean by this is that they have reasonings that made them excuse its normalization within their communities. Yes, the reasoning was still beauty centered, very much male centered, but it felt somewhat like common sense to them. Whereas in the Black community, I don't think it's like that, obviously. For example, in some cultures where the head and body are mostly covered, the nose job is seen as a no-brainer to maximize your physical beauty. There's only so much that can be seen, and your nose is already so prominent, you know, it's the center of your face. So it just seemed like a no-brainer. Now, were the nose jobs historically done with the preservation of ethnic features in mind? I'm not sure, but I honestly don't think so. It's meant to remove the bump and the slight downward curve of the nose in many cases, even sometimes add an up curve to the tip of the nose, neither of which are common amongst the Iranian people, which honestly, nose jobs have historically been very popular amongst that community. But now that the ethnic nose job is becoming more popularized, that's starting to change a bit. We're seeing more and more people really preserving the way that their nose is actually shaped, just making it smaller. A lot of people use the word refined or delicate or dainty or pretty, but they will keep the ethnic features of the nose. Now, going back to Black people specifically, I do honestly believe that to some people it is consolation, or it feels less guilty to say that they're getting an ethnic nose job, where their features will be preserved and that they're not really trying to look white. I'm doing the air quotes right now because they didn't get the Michael Jackson special.
Black women, your nose job is supposed to be undetectable. You guys are asking for the wrong noses. You guys are asking for noses that does not fit your face. I am someone who had an ethnic rhinoplasty, and you can't even tell. I tried my hardest to not engage in this conversation, but this has to be said. I know there are Black women out there who will like a rhinoplasty. So at the end of this video, I am going to show you what I asked for in order to get a nose that may fit your face. This is my nose before. As you see, it's wider. I did not have a bridge, and those were my two main concerns. I did my research for years, maybe 10 years. And this is me 6-week post-op. Natural, nice. You can't even tell I even did anything, and it has no scar, okay? 0 scar. This picture here was probably like a few days after. Wow. And this was probably like 8 months, I believe. Long story short, please get a nose that fit your face. And here are the tips here. Ask for this, and I think you'll be good.
And again, I'm speaking about Black people specifically because this is just kind of my experience. I feel like it is something that's more taboo among the Black community. And I can't really say that, you know, from having conversations with people of other race, that it's so taboo. It really feels like it's something in the Black community that people are more ashamed for, because to me, I'm not going to say that for me it absolutely gives anti-Black, but I know that for a lot of people it does, whether or not it's ethnic. So I do think it's consolation, going back to what I was saying, or it feels less guilty for people to say, well, I'm getting an ethnic nose job, I'm still going to have a Black girl nose. And honestly, I get it. I don't know what it feels like to absolutely despise your nose, even though lately, some of the things I'm seeing, you know, some of these ethnic nose jobs that I'm seeing, I'm like, they're literally, this girl has like the exact replica of my nose, and she's like, fuck this. I'm going under the knife. I'm like, oh, oh, oh. No, but I love my Black features. But I say all this to say, you know, the fact that I have never really hated my nose, even though I've had like comments from actual family members about my nose before, just like, you know, maybe not having a nose bridge. Or I actually had one family member tell me my nose was big once, and I'm like, okay. But it's never something that I internalize, but that is a lot of people's experience. They do feel a certain like shame around their nose, and I can't judge them for this because it's not my experience. I don't know what it feels like. I just don't understand it completely. So that's always going to be their decision to make. I think a good example of this is Glorilla, because we actually saw her features, especially her nose, criticized on a level that is just unimaginable to the vast majority of the population. So many people were urging this girl to get this done and get that done, and then they were so surprised when she actually did it. Surprised that she actually succumbed to all the societal pressure. Now everyone's under her pics like, damn, they got you too, huh? Or, but your nose was actually so cute before. How about y'all just leave people alone? Like, I know that some people are saying this with good intentions, but I do really feel like a lot of y'all just love telling people about themselves, and not in a loving way. And it doesn't matter what people do, y'all just always have something to say just because you're insecure and you just want to humble people. I think some of y'all just need to leave people alone. Now, going back to the root of all of this, which is racism, featureism, you know, I don't think it's enough for us to tell each other to love our Black features or to practice self-love. Clearly, we need more than that. I feel like the conditioning runs really deep for a lot of us, and it's far too internalized to just undo it in the snap of a finger. Like, I see a lot of Middle Eastern women on the internet just loving their features, showing their side profiles, saying, oh, I have a very ethnic nose, and being very loud about it. And I feel like a lot of these women out there are really changing each other's minds. I see it too with Black women, but I feel like maybe we could be even louder about it. But I do want to know, what are some solutions that you guys think? What do you guys think we can do to just appreciate our black features more. But I want to know what other solutions you guys think we can have for those issues. I really want to know what you guys think about all of this. How do you guys feel about ethnic nose jobs? Do you guys think that, you know, it is what it is? Do you guys think that there's something still very wrong about it? Are you guys completely against plastic surgery? I'm really, really excited to hear what you guys think about all of this. Please leave me a comment down below, like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe, of course, if you feel like it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.